Hey lovelies, it's your girl here, Joanne. So I'm bringing you another tutorial on how to sew a palazzo pant trouser. Actually, I've already posted a part 1 of this video on how to cut a palazzo pant trouser. If you've not seen that video, please do go and check it out. So guys, here is how the palazzo pant trouser is looking, and you can see the flap is sitting very well. If you want to see how I cut this palazzo pant trouser, please watch to the end. Moving on, I have the two pockets. I have the band for the waist. Okay, the band is measuring about 37 inches. Okay, I added enough allowance for it since I'm going to be cutting the band into two. Reason is because the zipper will be by the side. So this is me trying to cut the pocket. So the pocket from the side is measuring from the waist, the side of the waist is measuring 3 inches and the depth is measuring 6 inches. I'm just going to simply mark that for you guys to see. I'd already marked this off camera. Alright, give it the shape you want. I decided to give it this shape. You can also give it this shape I'm marking now, as you can see. Alright, so if you don't want to curve yours like I did mine, you can as well give yours a slanty shape or a diagonal shape. Alright, so I'm going to be cutting that part out, but before I do that, I'll simply place this pocket. This is on fold, the pocket is on fold, and the width is measuring 8.25, while the length is measuring 16 inches. Okay, so I'm going to put it on the folded part will be facing the crouch, while the open part will be facing the hip part. So I'm going to simply put this underneath and trim the excess out. After trimming the excess out, I'll go ahead and trim out the pocket. All right, follow me the way I'm doing. It's very easy. Okay, if you're confused about anything, you have to watch this video if you feel you're confused about anything, but I feel it's detailed enough. So the waist is measuring from the side is measuring 3 inches, while the depth is measuring 6 inches. As you can see, I've already cut the pocket out, but what I did was that I didn't cut the pocket, the main pocket. Okay, I only cut on the trouser, so I'm going to simply keep one down and show you guys how I'm going to be cutting on the main pocket. So as you've seen, I'm placing the pocket like this, and the wrong side is facing the wrong side of the pocket. And what I did was I folded the main pocket into two, right sides facing each other, and I'm going to be cutting this other part out, leaving the other side. All right, leaving the pocket, the main pocket, I'm cutting the facing out, leaving the main pocket. I hope you understand what I mean. All right, so I'm going to repeat the same thing on the other side. Simply use your pin to hold it down so it doesn't move away. Okay, you want to achieve a neat work at the end of the day. So this is how my pocket is. This is the second part, okay, of the trouser. Please make sure you don't cut on your flap. You don't cut on your flap. All right, you have to be very careful. Like when you're cutting, be sure that it is your pocket. All right, don't cut your pocket on your flap. So this is the second part. I'm going to do it again for more clarification. I'm putting it, the main pocket, folding it into two, right sides facing each other, and placing it underneath the main trouser. All right, look at it the way it is. The right side is facing each other, and I'm placing the right side of the trouser facing me, like so. And I'm going to simply take one of the pattern and cut out exactly the same shape I cut out from the trouser. I hope you understand better now. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to be keeping the pockets aside, and I'll show you how I cut the band. Right, the band is cut times my waist measurements, entire waist measurement. I added enough allowance to it because I would be cutting it into two like so. So next thing I'll be start my sewing, which first and foremost I'll be starting with my dart. Okay, I'll sew in my dart on both the front and the back panel. I'm done sewing my dart and this is how it looks. I went ahead to give it a good press, a nice press for to achieve that neatness that I want. All right, I would advise you do so. After pressing this, sewing this dart and ironing it to lay flat, I'm going to be sewing the crouch. So I'm simply going to be putting the two front parts, okay, the two front parts together. I'm going to be sewing the front crouch. I hope you understand what I'm doing here. All right, take your front the two piece of your front trouser and please place them together, crouch facing each other. That is the wrong side facing right side facing each other. All right, and you're simply going to be sewing on the crouch, both front and the back. After sewing my crouch, this is how it came out. I went ahead to give it a nice press. As you can see, it is laying very flat and neat. This is my dart. I have already taken in my dart and ironed it. So next thing now is to sew the pocket to the trouser. So like I placed the pocket the same way I placed the pocket to cut, I'm just simply going to place it like this for you not to get confused, and I'm going to be flipping it over. All right, and I will sew with 1/4 of an inch. I would sew and do the same thing to the other side. Okay, after sewing, top stitch, notch and top stitch, then go ahead and iron the pocket to lay flat. I'll do that and show you guys in a bit. So this is how it came out. I've already sewn the pocket to the trouser, and guys, see the way it's looking very neat. Okay guys, so if you follow this method, you're really going to achieve a very neat work. Please, I always advise that whatever you're sewing, please make sure you give it a nice press. No matter how simple that style is, always give it a nice press and you will be amazed at the outcome of your work, the outcome of the result. So what I'm going to be doing next is to close my pocket, but before that, I'm simply going to be placing this trouser like this, okay, the front panel like this. I'm simply making sure that the trouser lays very well before I go ahead and close it. Okay, so do yours this way, but after closing it, I'm going to be sewing the sides, press the side pockets to the front panel, okay, like so, and I'll go ahead and press the waist side, sew the waist side, sew the side. So this is how you sew your pockets. Okay, I'm going to be flipping the wrong side facing each other like so, and I'm going to be sewing by 1/4 of an inch. So I'll do the same thing on the other side, flip it over, wrong sides facing each other, then sew with whatever allowance you want to, but I advise 1/2 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch. So I'm done closing my pocket, and this is how it's looking, and I've already stitched the sides together, the side, all right, the side trouser and the side pockets together for it not to move. I've stitched the waist part together also. So this is how it's looking, and I'm going to be placing both the front and the back panel together, and I'll go ahead and sew by the allowance I kept when I was cutting, which is 1 inch. Whatever allowance you kept while cutting, use that allowance. If it is 1/2 inch, if it is 1 inch, if it is 1.5 or 2 inches. But for trouser, why do we need much allowance? Okay, the reason why I kept that 1 inch was because I know I will be adding zipper to the side. Unlike other trouser I make, I'll go ahead and add just 1/2 of an inch to the waist, and I'm fine with that. Okay, so I'm going to be measuring the part for my zipper, and I'm subtracting 1.5 inches, that is for the band, and I'll be measuring 5 inches for my band, for my zipper. Sorry about that. I'll be measuring 5 inches for my zipper. Then I'm closing the crouch side, the flap side. Okay, make sure the seams matches while you're closing it. You can go ahead and use your pin and hold it down for it not to move while you're sewing, so you can be so sure that the seams are matched together. So I'm done sewing it, and this is the outcome, and I've gone ahead to iron it. All right, and it's looking very neat, as you can see. So next thing, now I'm going to be opening the two sides, because this band is cut into two. Okay, this band is cut into two, so you would want to open the two sides. The reason why I cut this band into two, like I said, is because I'll be adding zipper to the side of my trouser. I don't want zipper in the front. Okay, so I'm simply taking note of the midpoint of my band to place it on the center, the midpoint of my trouser, and I'm going to sew. I'm going to be opening the two sides, all right, so because this band is not going to go round, it's just half, and I will take for the back and sew also. I'm placing this band right sides facing the wrong side of the trouser. I hope you understand. And I'm going to be sewing by 1/2 inch to the other side of the trouser. Then I'm going to take the back and also sew right sides facing the wrong side of the trouser, and I'm going to be sewing by 1/2 inch. So let me finish the first step. I will show you how to achieve the second step. So this is how I made the band. As you can see, I'm done with the first one. I'll be showing you how I achieved that with the back of the trouser band. All right, so this is how I'm going to be achieving it. Like I said, I placed the front side of the right side of the band to the wrong side of the trouser, and I sewed by 1/2 inch, and I'm simply going to take the other folded part and I'm going to fold it by 1/2 inch and sew on the right side of the trouser, as you can see. All right, so I hope you guys are not confused. I hope I am making sense here. So this is how it is, and this is the part for my zipper that I opened. All right, so after fixing my zipper, I'm going to be wearing this trouser for you guys to see. But next thing I'll do is to hem the down part of my trouser. So if you can remember, I kept 1 inch for the hemming, and I'm going to go ahead and use just that 1 inch for my hemming. I'm using hemming gum for it, so I'm going to be using this hemming gum, and I'll definitely use my iron to sew on it. Okay, I want to achieve a very neat work. All right, so this is how it is. This is how it is looking, guys, and it's looking very beautiful. As you can see, I used my hemming gum, like it looks like ready-made. Okay, so this is how it's looking, and our trouser is ready to be worn. But next thing, I'll be fixing my zipper. After fixing the zipper, I'm going to show you how this trouser turned out. All right, as you can see, everything is set. The flap is set and everything is neat and fine. So guys, please thank you for watching this video, and I appreciate your efforts. Okay, see you guys in my next tutorial. Do have a nice and lovely day. Bye.